Hi all. First, I'd like to give a thought for Agadmata. He has really revolutionized YouTube chess, and he's getting everyone talking. He's a fantastic personality. I wish him the absolute best. He's in my prayers. I hope his operation is successful, and he comes back. He gets to 1 million subscribers and fulfills his dreams. He's a nice guy, and he even tributed me in one of his videos. And I think if you're doing, YouTube chess, it's nice, to show your expressions. I believe, in my view, that's my preference, to show your actual emotions, and he definitely does so. He shows his expressions, and he's definitely very passionate about the game. So I wish him all the best. Okay, that aside, I have a position for you today. This is Mario Matous, and another very, very hard composition. So a composition is done by a composer. It has to have certain stipulations. Sometimes it's a much stricter rule set than an ordinary chess puzzle. But here, white play and win, and let's step through it. 100 points for each move you get correct. So white play here, you're going up the board. I know your king's over there, it's a bit misleading, but you're actually going up the board. Black's coming down. Black's got a queen. You've got the rook, bishop and knight. What's your first move in this position, guys? So white play here. Okay. Knight b8 check. Yeah, improving the knight is the first key thing to do here. So transferring essentially with tempo the knight from d7 to c6, because after king a5, sorry, I've spoiled the next move, knight c6 check, driving the king to a6. So that's the key point here. So you've got the knight on c6. So that definitely is an improvement in a very subtle respect. You're controlling now the a5 square. That exit square has been taken out. So it's definitely, also it's looking at a7. Sometimes that might be useful. So what's the next move here for 100 points? So white to play here for 100 points. You might want 5 seconds to pause the video and then spend as long as you want. So I'll give you 5 seconds now. White to play here. This is a very fancy, very, very multi-purpose move, actually, this next move, b4. It not only cuts an escape square as well as the knight cutting a5, it opens up for rook a3 to be checkmate. It offers the rook spectacularly. It allows queen c8 spectacularly. You might think, that's a dangerous check. So it's doing all these things, but if queen takes a3, then can you see what white plays for 100 points? Okay, 5 seconds to pause the video. Knight b8 is checkmate. So, after b4, this is really quite dangerous. So, black does play now a very interesting move, because also black's noting here that if queen c8 check, guess what white plays? There's not too many choices, actually, so I'm not going to give her any points. Knight b8, but that's really strong here. It's knight b8 check, and the king has to, the king has no squares, so this is just going to be winning for white, that position. So in fact, okay, after this move b4, black though played a very, very interesting move indeed. Very, very interesting move indeed. Which was, can you guess actually the black resource here? The move for black. Because this is such a tricky position, knight b8, rook a3. And also, it's a tricky position. Black's resource here to try and prove an advantage, and it seems to cut across, literally cut across quite a lot of things actually, is bishop f3. It cuts across, the rook. It cuts across the bishop. So two cut across disconnections. In internet terms, it's like disconnecting the rook from a3, disconnecting the bishop from c7, from c6, b7, this diagonal. So two disconnections for the price of one move. So a fantastic move there. So white play here. Guess what white plays in this position? So white's play here for 100 points. What would you play in this position? Okay, bishop takes f3. That's the key move for white. If rook takes f3, then in fact queen c8 check, knight b8 check to the black king. I know this is getting a bit confusing, but black in this position plays actually queen takes b8, king takes b8, and black has been stalemated. Remember, the pawn's coming down. Black's actually got 0 moves. It's stalemate. So for that reason, you cannot play rook takes f3. Yeah, white's trying to win this, even though black's got the extra queen, but it leads to a stalemate after queen c8, and then take stalemate. Black's got no move. So that's not the move, rook f3. So, in fact, bishop takes f3 is the move. And now we have queen c8 check. And white plays knight b8 check. Black is forced to take here. And it looks as though, hold on a sec, isn't black in a great position here to inflict a self-stalemate? What is white doing here to avoid the stalemate possibilities? Anyway, it's black's turn, and black queens here. So essentially, by queening, if you take this, it's stalemate. If you take like that, it's stalemate. Just put this on the board. This would be stalemate. Yeah, the black king's not going anywhere. The black king's not going anywhere. So for 100 points here, you want to play for a win here with the white pieces. But the queen is also kind of forking your two pieces, isn't it? So guess the move for white in this position. White's trying to checkmate that black king, cheeky black king on a6. What would you play here for white for 100 points? Okay, the amazing move is actually bishop g2, believe it or not. So this opens up, if you look at the in effect of this move, what I call the in effect clause, it opens up the rook. It's not just what the bishop's looking at, it opens up the rook. So rook a3 checkmate is threatened. If you had played, just to recap, if you had played bishop takes h1, draw, rook takes h1, draw. Also bishop a8, I didn't mention. Black just plays queen takes a8, and we get another stalemate there. So bishop g2 keeps the chances going. Now, guess what black plays in this position to try and get the stalemate again. So black's pushing all the time for this stalemate possibility. So for 100 points here, I know I'm getting to guess both sides. What does black do, which is kind of resourceful, to try and get this stalemate in this position? Black to play here. There's only one move to try and get a stalemate, actually. And it has to be a check, Queen H2 check. It really has to be a check. Because if Queen takes G2, then Rook A3 is checkmate. Pardon me. If Queen takes H3, then Bishop B7 is actually checkmate, funny enough. So Queen H2 is Black's attempt to get stalemate. We have now King C8. And guess what Black's attempt here is for 100 points for a stalemate? Okay, Queen B8 check. So trying to get King takes B8 played, and that'll be a stalemate. If instead Queen takes H3, then Bishop takes H3, and the King, has now got, well, the King's now got, A7, and this position after Bishop D7, this is going to be winning for White. For example, like this, it's going to be a checkmate soon. So Queen B8 check, trying to get a stalemate. We have now King D7, not too many move options. Queen A7 check, and now King E6. And this is awkward for Black with the extra queen. It's really kind of embarrassing. The Rook and Bishop are working quite well together, and it's actually completely lost for Black, this position. So as an example, Queen E7, just take, the King's got A7. And here, for example, Rook H8 is the quickest way, I believe. So, and then Rook A8 checkmate. Okay, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Mario Matous now. I'm a big fan. I never thought compositions for me are horrible things. I usually try and filter out. I usually like just standard puzzles. Hate compositions usually, but actually, my interest has been sparked because TSEC, has been mentioned. They want positions which the top chess engines can't find to win that quickly, or there's some weird delay, but Stockfish did find this one pretty quickly actually from the start. It's not a major challenge for any engine, I believe, this position in particular. So just to recap, White is winning here despite Black having the queen and the dangerous pass pawn, coming down this way. And White wins by first improving the knight. This is key. First improve the knight, then open up the rook, threatening checkmate. Then Black tries to disconnect both bishop and rook with one go, 2 disconnections with one go. White takes that, like that, and now we have Queen C8 check, Knight B8 check. Queen takes B8 check, King takes B8, and White's still trying to win this. Yeah, Black's still trying to stalemate this. So Black tries H1 Queen, trying to get a stalemate, but White now avoids Black's attempt to try and get a stalemate by playing Bishop G2. So this opens up again, kind of reconnects the rook to A3. But it also means, there's only one move for Black to try and get a stalemate, because actually Queen H3, there's Bishop B7 checkmate, because the pawn's controlling A5. So we have Queen H2 check, and then Queen B8 check. But then the King has to go to D7 to try and win this. The King is not satisfying to get just a stalemate. White's trying for a win, and lo and behold, because of this big threat of Rook A3, Black's in big trouble. Black's in dire straits. Okay, so Queen A7 check as an example, Queen E7, and then Black gets finished off. There's no stalemate. Rook H8 is a quick way to checkmate. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Are you as confused as me now? Okay, yeah, I know. The King on A8 does it for me. You get this orientation confusion a lot. It happens on chess world. Some people think they're playing the other colour because they're kings somewhere else, up there, and they think. Anyway, so you get confusion as a result. The trivia question today, I thought I'd have a chess-centric trivia question. So not just to feed the neural network YouTube algorithms, but a general chess trivia question. which is in two parts. What colour do you prefer playing, white or black? And as well as that, you might want to elaborate where sometimes, are you in a mood? What particular mood would you be to actually prefer playing white or black in particular? Or what particular type of opponent would you prefer playing white or black? So there's actually a couple of extensions there. The mood you're in and the type of opponent. Would that affect your answer, basically? So that's a big trivia set of questions there. But if you only got a second, white or black. If you've got more than a second to answer, elaborate, why, what particular type of opponent or what mood, if you want. So thanks for that. If you could answer that trivia question, that'd be general interest. Check out my Kingscrusher TV /opening tango course. It's doing well, great rating. A lot of people seem to like it. bit.ly/Leela Chess, Leela playlist. There's bit.ly/StopFish Chess. There's Kingscrusher TV, Discord chat. If you want to challenge me for a game, bit.ly/ChessWorld. If you're registered there, I'll be able to invite you for a game 5 days a move. So, okay, remember, the most important thing about this video is the trivia question. What colour do you prefer playing, white or black? Okay, thanks very much. Comments, questions, like, shares, subscribes, always appreciated as well. Cheers.